So my friends, welcome to a new XRP update video. At the moment, we're trading at around $2.80, and this week was really terrible. I have to say it honestly at this point. Ethereum has dropped back significantly, and actually the target we expected up here at $3.30 has already been retested. That means this correction now seems to be finished for the time being, or at least may have found its bottom here in this red box in our massive support zone. Otherwise, things really don't look good. Of course, in today's update video, we'll be looking at both the bullish and bearish price targets. We'll also take a look at what the funding rates are doing and how things are currently looking for XRP. So make sure to stay tuned until the end. But as always, before we get started, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything, but it really supports the channel. And feel free to leave a comment below about how you see the current sentiment for XRP. Bullish, bearish? Do you think a new all-time high is coming soon? Maybe even in quarter 4? Be sure to let us know. So let's jump straight into the analysis. XRP is currently at $2.80. I think I also wrote something about XRP again yesterday in the Telegram group. So if you want to join, the link is also free and can be found below in the video description. At the moment, you really have to say that things are a bit critical right now. We're no longer able to form higher highs. So for quite some time now, if we take a look here, lower high, didn't really manage to break above here either. Another lower high and yet another lower high. That means, technically speaking, we're definitely in a downtrend here with XRP, and that's really not great. We actually should have broken out of this sell zone to the upside in a bullish way, so that we could finally leave this entire range between $3.10 and $3.20 behind us, and then target the next liquidity level up here at around $3.30. We didn't manage to do that. That's why the whole thing is now starting to look a bit more like an A, B, C, D, E correction. But even so, this correction really should be coming to an end soon. That's the big risk with XRP right now. So it's a textbook example with an A, B, C, D, E. Okay, everything fits. Longer sideways consolidation. We can also extend our trend channel here a bit further or move it a bit more to the right so that it maybe makes a bit more sense. Still, we are definitely in a downward movement. We've made another lower low, although I really have to say it's actually positive that we went even lower here, simply to swap the liquidity below all these lows down here, because a lot of longs have probably accumulated down here. And now they were just waiting here in the end for this liquidity to be taken. That's basically a good sign. Let's take a quick look at the funding rates, how they currently look, because these are usually a good indicator of how things are going with XRP at the moment. And here we see, okay, everything is pretty much neutral. We even had negative funding here for a while, which is actually rare for XRP, because normally, as you can see, everything is mostly white. That means we are in neutral territory. But that's currently the problem with XRP. If we lose this support down here at €2.67, and I want to tell you this right now, I already have a bot running. So I set up the bot, I set it up on Pionex, just so you're aware. There's still a promotion going on right now. If you deposit 500 USDT, you get a 300 USDT bonus. And if you deposit 1,000, you get 500 USDT. With that, you can definitely start bots like these. And that's exactly what I did here, because the risk for a trade is still a bit too high for me. At this point, I have to say, even though we only have a 4% downside here, I would at least like to set the stop loss below $2.50. That's 10%, and that way the bot can definitely keep working to the downside for now. That's my reasoning behind it, because honestly, the risk for a long position is just a bit too high for me at this point. Otherwise, if we lose this support here as well, things are going to look really bad. Then we could, or probably even have to, expect another drop of about 15 to 20% from the current level. But that would also mean, and maybe you remember this for those of you who watch the Bitcoin videos, that for Bitcoin, the range between $100,000 and $98,000 is still a possibility. That means another 10% drop. So it wouldn't be surprising if we also see another 20% drop for XRP. Keep that in mind. It's a possibility. Also, we obviously have a lot of, inefficiency in this area. We actually had another pump here back then that was on July 9th, and then it shot up massively. Just this price pump alone in those days led to a 63% pump. You really have to keep in mind that that's a huge amount of capital still sitting down here, where there should also be a lot of liquidity at this point. That's why this zone has now become a small buy zone for me, to really get back in here from a trading perspective. Otherwise, it will really get critical. So as soon as we leave this area down here, I'm out of XRP for now. A new all-time high and so on, because this whole structure here right now Sure, we're definitely in a consolidation phase, A, B, C, D, E, that's all well and good. But if we lose this low, that's the first point where I'd say, okay, is there even a chance for this XRP bull run? If we can hold this zone though, my targets remain clearly between $4 and $5 for a possible bullish quarter four at this point. So you see XRP is kind of on a knife's edge right now, and the RSI has now corrected nicely, which is a good sign, but in terms of volume, there's hardly anything going on here. So it wouldn't surprise me if we come down again here. A, B, C, D, E completed perfectly, but right now it's kind of a 50-50 situation. That's why this bot is here, but I will only open a real long position down here again between $2.35 and $2.26. So that would be the bearish scenario. The bullish one is that our green zone holds, and over the next weeks and months, we head towards $4 to $5. That would be the bullish case, but below that, as I said, for now it's still okay. We're forming higher highs and higher lows. That's still fine. But as soon as we really fall below here, in my opinion, it will definitely become critical. Let's take another quick look at the weekly time frame just for the sake of completeness. You can see for yourself that the volume is absolutely terrible. The bearish divergence hasn't really played out yet. The RSI is correcting sideways. It doesn't always have to correct sharply downward, but it's the same story here. We still have a big fat vector here that needs to be filled. That means a little short squeeze like that would fit the scenario for Bitcoin to retest the region below 100,000. Then XRP would probably also drop significantly here. We're still in an upward movement though. We still have the 50 EMA, which is this blue line here. As long as this support holds, everything is fine. As soon as this support breaks, that's it, and we'll probably enter a bear market. And then there could be a larger correction, possibly even down to 71 US cents. As I said, that's a long-term target. I don't want to commit to that right now. That means Manu didn't say we're definitely heading towards 71 US cents now. That would be a 75% correction. Does Bitcoin correct that much in a bear market? Maybe. That's how it was in the last bull runs. Can XRP react to that? Absolutely. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Those are the most important scenarios. Otherwise, I'd say that's it from my side for now. I wish you a nice, relaxing Saturday, or rather a great weekend. We'll hear tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the live stream. That's it from me. Until then, ciao, ciao, and as always, stay crypto.